Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you know what it is. It's Tuesday, Unpopular Review. We come on the air, we talk about NXT. I'm one of your hosts, I'm Badguy Jack. I'm one of the pretty faces on this show, but there's another pretty face coming from the seven seas. She's making her return after taking a week off. Give it up for the captain, Shaykespeare. Hey, darling.
Hey, how are
That
you?
that was such a hey, how are you? How are you? NXT just went off the air. We're on the air. We're sitting here ready to talk about NXT, which I thought was a pretty solid show. I think it was a pretty decent show. They're putting a lot of storylines in to hype up for NXT. Was it 35, 36? So yeah. What did you before we break down each segment and stuff? What did you think about the show in general?
I liked it. It was pretty, decent show. I feel like they're not going to do any big shows on like Sci-Fi because they're not on their original channel. So
That's a
it
good
was pretty good for it being, just kind of like a I don't want to say a throwaway show, but kind of a throwaway show because it's like they're not going to do anything super big on that. But it was good.
Yeah, I was gonna say it didn't feel like a really big. I mean, I thought that they did a pretty decent job, but it wasn't one of those NXT shows where you kind of go home and be like, "Oh man, that was that was the show."
Right.
But
It was just like, hey, that wasn't bad. It was better
abs-
than Raw.
oh my goodness, absolutely. Actually, it's funny because I do want to bring up some, but I'll wait until we get to a certain segment. Well, I asked for you to actually lead. You are the captain of the ship for this evening. Why don't you talk about the very first match? We have Hit Row against Del Fantasma. I think it's El Del Fantasma.
It's
So, mhm, yeah.
Legado del Fantasma, I
Oh,
believe. I
see,
could
this
be
is.
very wrong.
I doubt it. You're
I'm going
doing it.
by still.
No, I doubt it. So carry on. Why don't you talk about this match? Talk about everything that was going on here.
Okay, well, as I was telling you earlier, I felt like Adonis's his pants were just so aggressively tight and red and shiny and leathery. It was hard for me to not pay attention to these pants. Um, and then kind of Top Dollar is not. I mean, he's not terrible, but there were some moves. I was like, you
You
know,
kind of cringe.
yeah, I was like, oh, get him. It was a lot of that. And why I'm trying to figure out why he was dressed like he was going to like be on the Globetrotters or something. Like I didn't understand the outfit. Like it was not like I don't know the outfit choices for them both, which is not sitting well with me. But B Fab looked amazing as always, beautiful.
No, actually, she was actually kind of the star in this match, especially after the match. Yeah, so it's funny. I actually like Top Dollar a lot. Like I like Adamas because he's the athletic one. So he's the one who's going to bump around. He's the one going to move around. He's the feeder. He's the one. You get what I'm saying? He's going to do all these things in the rings. But I really gravitate to him because of his ability in the ring. But Top Dollar, like he's kind of getting over with me because there's a thing where just before, and he did this maybe once or twice in the match. Just before he goes for an elbow, he said, "Who's better than Top Dollar?" And then he would run to the
Not
rope.
nada.
Yeah, not nada, and then he'd do the jumping elbow, which we didn't even get a finish in this match. Just to jump
Mhm.
into, we didn't get a finish in this match. I mean, and maybe it was for the better to protect both teams because um, Hit Row is actually a really hot team. It's a really hot team, and you want to protect them as much as possible. And I look at El Del Fantasma, who they had their momentum. I feel like now they're trying to build it back up a little bit. I mean, I commend. They're not my team, but I commend what they're about. And what I mean by it, like they're a really good heel stable.
Mhm.
One of these teams had to be a heel stable. Because Hit Row was that hit stable for a while. I almost feel like for a cup of coffee, and I don't even drink coffee, but for a cup of coffee, and B Fab, you mentioned her. She did a really great job. I like the part where, because as the boys were getting beat up, I was like, "Yo, where is B Fab? Where is she?" Like,
He said, I'm
we,
here.
she said it exactly in that very same voice. I'm right here, and hit. She hit. I forget which one she hit with the chair, but she hit one of them with the chair, and you see, because her and Santos Escobar were really getting at each other, and I like that she was standing on her own 2 feet. Like she wasn't
Right.
one of them. She's not the damsel in distress. She was like, I'm a powerful black woman, and I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna kick some ass. So I like that.
This is what leads to what I said last time, that she is the secret leader of Hit Row.
This is for you, darling. Look at that.
Thank you.
Hmm.
But yeah, she's a secret
That's
leader.
why you're
Everyone
leading.
thinks that Swerve is a leader, but it's actually B-Fab.
It is. She was really leading it off. She did the thing, and then I think what you call it? Swerve got in there. He did some stuff, and these guys. I mean, that looked like that's going to be a match actually for NXT Takeover, which is going to be on a Sunday, which is excuse me, which is going to be actually really cool. So I look forward because I mean they really had a good match earlier, and it's hard to believe it was earlier this year they had that match. I believe it was earlier this year, late last year. I don't forget because
Yeah, it
everything
was about,
kind of
yeah.
wraps up
That's gonna
together.
be a really great, because I feel like they're probably gonna do like a three-way like tag. Like I think they could. I mean, obviously B-Fab
Mhm.
can't do anything, but
Do you
I think
think that?
okay.
Do you think they eventually do something with her where she gets into the women's division, or you think you just leave her as a manager?
No, I think at some point, but it should be definitely down the line. She's good where she is right now for sure.
Yeah, no, and she's standing out. She's sticking out. I mean, I like that. I like the character that she possessed, where she is, like I said, not the damsel. She's not someone who like. Let's put it this way: if King Kong was to take her away, she was not. You wasn't gonna just take her without a fight. So I dig that
Go
about
ahead,
her.
back like she talks so much. Just take her. Just
Yeah,
gonna.
just. I love it. I love it. So yeah, that was that first segment. So we get a little backstage with oh, I'm doing your job, madam. What was next?
Okay, so we have. Let me pull up my nose. Dexter's backstage drawing things.
He's a great artist, by the way.
He is. He is. Um, he's obviously talking about, he's conveying what he's feeling through his art because he does not speak. And he's talking basically his art saying how much he loves Indy and he's gonna beat the crap out of Johnny and get what he wants, which is index supremacy.
You know what I like about Johnny? So I'm a protective big brother and whatnot. So I love that he was trying to protect his, I guess, daughter, Indy,
Yeah.
and this menace that is Dexter Lumis. Because let's be real, a lot of girls they like the bad boys. They like that they're just bad and don't follow the rules and maybe don't brush their teeth. But Johnny knows and sit here and go like, that's not good for you. I don't want that for my daughter, which is it
That's
kind of makes
beautiful.
me hmm?
That's beautiful.
Wait, are you a I'm sorry, I'm confused. This through the
I'm
whole show.
saying that's beautiful that he cares so much about her that he wants her well-being, even though his is the wrong well-being because index is what matters and it's
No,
important.
no, it doesn't. Like, look, at first I was getting really excited. I said, "Oh shoot, she agreed with me. That week off was probably good for you," and apparently it wasn't because you're disagreeing with me, and it's awful. Um, Johnny's doing the right thing here by protecting his. It's just strange saying daughter because they're probably like literally only 2 years apart. They're probably not that far apart in age. Um, but Johnny just want to protect his daughter. Like he saw what Dexter did. We all saw what Dexter did last year. He used to kidnap. He traumatized Roderick Strong. I'm surprised last year Roderick didn't go in the deep end. It took this year for him to go in the deep end. And like all
He's
he
better
was.
for it.
Hmm?
He's better for it.
Who? Oh, Roddy?
He's leading his own group now.
Oh,
Maybe he needed some time in that trunk. Maybe Dexter knew.
you're doing great. What was the so we got the stuff with Dexter, and I guess we could put these two together, but Ridge Holland is back. Um big dude. So last week I did the show with the fifth Chris, and he said he found uh Holland very boring. What do you I don't think I've ever asked you, but just a quick insight. What do you feel about him?
he's not boring. He
Mhm.
just needs to find his footing. I think he has all the tools. He has a great look. He has
He
a
do.
good
I agree
in
with that.
ring ability. Hey, he can talk for the most part. He just needs to find his niche. Everyone, and NXT is a perfect place for that. That's where a lot of people find their niche. So when he finds his niche, he's perfect. He's ready-made star.
I agree definitely with the look. I mean, he's a big dude. I don't think he's clunky in the ring or anything like that. I mean, I've only really saw. I remember he had that match with Johnny Gargano. That he had that scary bump with Johnny,
Hmm.
and before he actually, and it's kind of funny. And wrestling is hilarious in general. Wrestling is a comedy to me, but it's funny because when he got hurt, his match was against Oni Lonkins, and
Yeah.
now they're all teaming up. It's almost like he for like I don't know. I'm just saying, when someone get hurt, they go back, they go after the person that hurt them. And
Yeah.
I think it was a freak accident anyway with Hollins anyway. But I just find it
Well,
funny all of these guys are in a team together, and I just find it funny. But you want to talk about this I don't want to say it's a match, so let me help you right here. Talk about the slaughter.
yeah, this was not a match. This is basically them reintroducing Ridge, reintroducing him as being the power behind Pete and Oni Lorcan. And basically, what?
I know it's a long thing, so let me read it. Ronald
Yeah,
P. Jackson, that's me. Shayna Hurst, that's you. That kiss that happened tonight remind me of Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth's kiss from Madison Square Garden at SummerSlam from Sunday night, August of 1991. And I think that Indy and Dexter should have an NXT wedding, hopefully at Madison. I don't think it's gonna be at no Madison Square Garden, bro.
that'd be a
I
great wedding, though. I would definitely be here for the wedding. We haven't had a wedding in so long.
Yeah,
Oh my god! I didn't know you were a love hater. Like you hate love and
I
happiness.
love love. I wrote a
If you
poem.
love, then you wouldn't be so negative towards Index.
Can I explain why I'm so negative about it and
Okay.
whatnot? Can I get the floor?
Huh?
All right, cool. Matter of fact, hold on, wait. I realized I did something wrong. This is why I'm totally against it. First off, Dexter's a madman who was kidnapping people, so we're not gonna sit here and act
He's
like,
mad
oh, yo,
about Indy.
yo, I see what you did there. Don't do that ever again. That was that was love. Just keep going on. Keep going on with the show, cause that wasn't good. I heard what you did there, but go ahead.
Anyways, Rich Holland beat the crap out of Ikemen. It's very sad. Um, but
You said.
this it was sad, but it's what it was essential to get Ridge over and to put across that this guy means business.
Mhm.
I just heard something.
You didn't hear nothing.
I did. I hear it again.
Hear what? What do you hear?
I don't know. Anyways, so so basically we move on to Frankie Monet and Jesse Kaimea and what?
Why am I wrong, Charmaine? I think you went. Matter of fact, you know what? I got something for you, Charmaine. Hold on, wait. Yeah, that makes me feel good. But carry on. You're doing a great job. I'm sorry. No, 'cause people are rude to me.
So Frankie Monet, Jesse Kaimea, and Robert Stone were having an interview with Mackenzie. They're basically talking about Frankie and how things are going with her, being NXT. Robert had to get told that he ain't running this ship no more.
No.
He's just there as
Mhm.
entourage. And from his Twitter, he seems like he's fine with that. As he said he's fine with that. But it's just funny seeing the switch in power. It's
He
funny.
he just lets me down every time. But I like Robert. No, he just let me down because he's just. I didn't like how accepting he was of like I run this now. He's like, oh, okay, all right, no, you got it. You're right. You're absolutely right. But Tyra, it's funny. I said Tyra, but Tyre. I wanted to point this guy out. I think he was on the show with us for 2 weeks ago because he kept mentioning all these wrestlers in their past name. But Frankie, you're right. Her name is Frankie. I'm saying Tyra, but I love when she said, "I don't like this losing stuff. You guys were doing that before I got here, and that's cool. But as long as I'm here, things got to switch up." So it kind of adds to me. It kind of adds I don't want to say legitimacy, but it adds a little bit more credibility because the Robert Stone brand has been a joke for the last, I want to say,
Yeah,
2 years, but just as long as it's been around, man. Like, it was Aaliyah and Jesse and these guys were getting pinned, and Robert would be he would throw his shoe at people. This thing was a comedy act, so I kind of like the idea of, I slightly like the idea of, you can kind of add another women's tag team
right.
for the NXT women tag team. So that's kind of something I like. Um Someone said I was wrong. Apparently I hate love, and that's why I refuse to ride his favorite train, because he knows I love trains. And oh, you didn't know I was gonna join you this Sunday. You didn't give me an opportunity to explain myself. I'm so upset at that. I'm surprised Robbie E doesn't leave WWE and head back to Impact or the Indies. But see how what he's
He ain't
doing is,
getting paid the same. That's why.
he's getting, I think he enjoys what he's doing. He's getting paid. I mean, let's be real. Robbie E, and Nick. I just want to say, hey Nick, I hope you are fine, because this guy in the chat, and just don't break your gimmick. Keep doing what you're doing, because he mentions these past names like Robert. We call him Robert Stone. Here he says Robbie E. Like, that's such a throwback. But I think he really just enjoys what he's doing. I mean, he's a comedy act, and he does a great job on what he does. I mean, I honestly think that he does a really great, better than Reggie, because I get so freaking annoyed when I see Reggie on my TV, and I don't understand what is going on, because he does flips. You know who else does flips? Animals, and I don't see them on my TV. Keep carrying on, Shayna.
Okay. Let's move on. Bobby Fish versus Roderick Strong.
You
They
know what
are.
the joke was here? I'm sorry. I know I got very loud for you, and I apologize about that. But I'm on fire, and I asked you tonight. I said, I hope you are ready tonight, because I was going to bring the heat. Not
What?
like the summer is going. I mean, you live in New York too. You know how the summer is in New York. But the funny thing is, last week you took when you took off, they said Malcolm Bivens. He was speaking for Roddy last week, right? And he said the big money match is Roderick Strong against Bobby Fish. And I kind of chuckled at that, because I do see why you would say that, because of the the history that they have. But big money match, I was like, that's a stretch, man. But
Yeah.
carry on. But please carry on.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. I mean, they had the match that we assumed that they would have. I mean, you don't see the names Roderick Strong and then Bobby Fish and think, ugh, let's see if that's good. No, it's gonna be good. Duh. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
I
scared for
agree.
my life, Mikey. I was scared for my life. Yes. So I mean, it was a great match. I liked it. It was, it definitely is showing. Like, I feel like Roderick's always had this different type of, like, I don't know what it is, but he seems so, you know what I mean? Like, kind of like here and there, personality wise, but in the ring, he's like a monster. And I'm just sometimes I'm like, how is it the same people? Because he just seems so monotone, and just like when he talks, when he wrestled, it's like he, if you could take Stone Cold Steve Austin's words and put them into a physical manifestation of wrestling, it would be as physical and painful as what Roderick Strong does. So it's always really funny to me, like the way he wrestles is great. And Bobby again is, because some people, they don't understand why he's still with the company and other people get released, because he's a great worker and he can adapt and he works with everyone. He's great for getting other people over in the ring. This is it. It was a great match. Sucks that he was bleeding at the end. I hope he's okay though.
He was bleeding. I didn't even notice that. Who? Bobby?
Yeah.
You know what I felt with this match as I was watching it? I didn't take a whole lot of notes. I just, because I don't know, something about it, I didn't take notes, so I watched it. And as I was watching it, I was sitting there saying, this is actually kind of a showcase it is for Roddy, but it was kind of for Bobby too. And I say for Bobby because it was a reminder. Because I'll speak for myself here. Bobby, I remember a time where he would just get hurt, and I was like, man, he gets hurt a lot. And he was getting hurt a lot to the point where it just seemed like he was injury prone. I know he's an
Yeah,
older guy. Even when you look at him in the ring, he's a lot heavier than he was. I would say even maybe 3 years ago, because he was
yeah,
never this heavy. But I feel like this was a really good reminder because anybody who's a Bobby Fish fan, they stick by Bobby. That's their guy,
right.
and they stand by him. And I'm not a Bobby Fish guy. Like I would make the joke when he was gone. I was like, where is he? Should we put him on a milk carton?
Uh-huh.
But he's out there. He's working his ass off, and he's showing that he still got some fuel in the tank. Roddy had to win this match. Roddy had to win this. I mean, he's the one going for the cruiserweight championship. I might as well put this piece in with it. But he had to win. He had to show that. And it's funny too because Malcolm Bivens said last week. He said, "Yeah, I bought him out of retirement." I said he was retired. I just thought he just quit. I'm like retired. What, he just went home and just said like, "Nah, I don't want to do that wrestling crap anymore." The undisputed stuff. It broke my heart so much. He Malcolm
The-
Bivens made his retirement feel like an episode of like 90210, if anyone even know what that is anymore. Like it was just so dramatic. I was like, what? Like, what do you mean retirement? Um, but yeah, I thought the match was okay. It was all right. Roddy, and I agree with you on that. I want to piggyback on that and say like Roddy is really good in the ring. I've always felt like in the ring he's crisp, he's solid. I can understand what everyone means by he's not a promo guy. He's
yeah,
not that he's never gonna be and he's never gonna be that. I can't see him being that. He's someone who like if someone said like you asked me how my day. I'm like, oh man, yeah, my day was cool, man. It was all right. I saw some frogs. I have some spice to it. Roddy is the kind of guy who'd be like, yeah, man, everything's okay, but I see
yeah.
I saw some
It
eyes.
was a good day. Yeah,
Yeah, it's all right. What can I say? I make him sound like Sylvester Stallone, but even Sylvester
yeah. I was
Stallone,
like, where did this accent come from?
I know. I apologize. That's all over the place. But Roddy is such a good hand, and I'm glad that he's still in NXT because I'm gonna be I have this conversation with people and I just say and say there's certain people I just feel like can be in NXT, have a great career there, and they'll be fine because I feel like if he goes to the main roster, they're gonna try to do something where he comes out with a clown and then he's trying to
Yeah,
juggle. They're gonna make him something he's not. I feel like at least with and I don't like the Diamond Mine. I'll be quite honest. I don't
yeah.
like that fact.
Super fail.
There's no steam there. It's nothing. I see Tyler Russ and Malcolm Bivens. Where was the other guy? There was another guy there. Where was he?
I forgot his name.
Me too. He forgot his name. Where is he? The
Oh,
forgotten one.
no, that's someone else. Never mind. It's not him.
But, ladies and gentlemen, I have been running my mouth. The captain has been running this ship. It is. We have 20 minutes after since the show start, and that's the part where we throw in a commercial. So, how do you say it? Commercial? Boom.
Of course. Do you agree with me, going backwards a little bit, that when Naomi came out for her entrance, that was the slowest and least energetic I've ever seen her do her entryway dance?
I don't know. I barely paid attention. I don't really care. I mean, Naomi, it's a cool entrance. I mean, I've seen it a million times, though. It's like, okay.
Well, I barely pay attention. The only reason I paid attention was like, she's barely moving. So then I did pay attention. And it generally is a cool. I'll check it out again and let me know what you think, or let everyone know what you think, because she looked particularly sluggish. I don't think she's happy about this whole storyline thing.
I don't think anybody would go out there dancing because, they'll be like, oh, yeah, better take an L to Duke Drop again. Let's go.
That's her job 8 out of 10 times.
Whatever. But getting into
that's her job, literally 80% of her work.
I love when people like work together and they just don't click. But we click because it's the bad guy and the captain. And hey, if you guys are watching, I should be pointing this out early in the show. Like, love, and share. You know all that stuff. You know how they do on YouTube and Facebook and Is MySpace still alive? I don't think
No.
we're on MySpace. No,
No.
I'm totally making a MySpace now. I'm gonna. If you see like PJ, that's me. Just accept my requests and stuff. But I think you should totally carry this segment because this segment was all you. I actually was going to write you and say this segment should be all you. So Cameron Grimes and my twin LA Knight, they had a segment. So why don't you are you holding your chin because it's heavy? What's going on there?
It's almost dropped from the vision that is LA Knight. So I had to hold it up when I thought about it again.
Oh, I
Um,
do that every time I get paid on Friday. Like I can't believe I got paid, but carry on.
so we have LA Knight, and he's just looking immaculate as always. A vision of absolute beauty. He's getting himself prepared mentally for his match later on with Cameron, with against the grizzled young vets. He is. This is true. This is very true. Um, stop. Stop. So yeah, he just looking great. Cameron comes in and you know thank you. You too. Yeah, so there, he's talking to him. Cameron's talking to him basically like I hope you have my back out there, like let's make sure we're on the same page. LA's basically like brushing him off as he should because don't tell him what to do.
You are just
Butler.
you are just unbelievable.
Don't
Like
tell him what to do, Butler. He's a butler. Like, why are you telling him anything to do? Anyways, so LA Knight says
you are the
brushes
worst.
him off. He's basically like, shine my shoe. As he should. How dare he be standing there while LA Knight's shoe is clearly needing to be shined? He should have known before. LA should not have even had to bring it up. Terrible Butler. But yeah, that was that. What did you think about that?
I think LA Knight is a real piece of shit. I'm gonna be quite frank. I'm gonna keep it blunt. Buck Hour, LA Knight is a total jerk to this man. And I knew as soon as I saw this, right? I remember okay, so I'm gonna paint you a visual. Boom. I was making sure because I wanted to make sure my skin looked clear for the show and whatever, because I take care of my skin. So as I was getting my skin prepared and whatever, and I was watching this segment, I said somewhere, I said, you know, I don't know what part of the world Shayna is on. I think she's like in like the Netherlands or whatever, but she's probably sitting there where somewhere sitting there like rooting on LA Knight, just going like, yeah, that's right. You better clean his boot.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there saying, but I'm the bad guy, right? I'm about to change my name to the Captain Jack, and you should be the bad guy because you are just you really enjoyed uh my man Cameron Grimes cleaning this dirt bag's footwear where he should have made sure it was clean to begin with.
That's what he signed up for. That's
un
what he signed up for. So that is what he has to do. Like, you should have won the match and maybe you wouldn't be a butler. Like, this is, adulthood. You have to deal with the consequences of your actions.
Mhm.
So listen, like, I don't know what to say. Let's listen.
Yes, Cameron Grimes is Virgil, but
Yes,
they just don't. The only thing missing is the skin color.
I'm
We
crying.
got everybody says open this.
Stop it. Oh my God.
I don't even know what's going on here. They turned Cameron Grimes into yes, he's a white Virgil, white Joe. I made up a word that was terrible. I hate myself for that. But yes, they have a tag match. They go against the Grizzle Young Vets, aka Starbucks' favorite customers, because they are the angriest white men I've ever seen in my life. Like it's just so angry. I and I always like because they come out with a mic. Like I just love that. Like for me, like I've thought about going to. Oh my god, I spilled something. I'm such a klutz. I've thought about times going to work with a microphone, just for no reason, sitting there saying, "Hey, it's pay week," and just start yelling at people. And then, but I never had a cool ending to it, so I didn't buy them. I bought a mic, I just didn't know what to do with it, so I just threw it in the garbage. But yeah, they have this match, and like the captain has pointed out, lovely is that they have this tag match. LA Knight's telling Cameron Grimes, "Can I trust you?" And Cameron Grimes said, "Yeah, but can I trust you?" This match is what you think it is. You don't even have to. Oh, what up, Mike? Whoop whoop! That's my guy. You guys could catch him on Mondays. You know, you catch him on Mondays just before Raw, way before Raw, way better than Raw. But the review is good. You should watch the review. But you can catch him at 6 p.m. Mike knocks around the block, and it's for the smart wrestling fans. Did I do well, Mike? Just let me know.
You did.
Let me know.
You did.
Oh my God! Thank you. You're
You know
so
when
nice
you
to me.
also can catch him now?
Oh my God! You want to hype it up? Hype it up, doll. Do it. Boom! Hype it up. Hype it up.
Also catch him Wednesday at 9:30 when we talk about the challenge with me.
Wait.
I'll be there too.
Absolutely. No, that's gonna be so fun. I can't wait to check it out. It's gonna be great. When does it start? When is it? Next week, correct?
Next week, yep.
How excited are you? I mean, we could take a quick breather and just talk a few minutes about this. How excited are you about this?
I'm extremely excited. I like to talk about things outside of just wrestling, so this is it's fun, exciting.
It's another thing that's close to your heart.
Yes, but let's talk about this amazing match. So,
Just amazing.
LA Knight, the greatest champion they have right now in NXT, comes out and he's looking like $1 million, as the $1 million champion would look like. Very great. I mean, exactly. So
I don't know where that came from, but that was tremendous. Hey, whoever you was, that was great. I want you to know, thumbs up.
so he comes out and he looks amazing. Cameron comes out and he looks like a butler, as a butler would look. And
you are just so disrespectful. Like, you are just the meanest person I've ever met. Right next to Chris.
oh my God,
You're in the same
that's
category.
really painful. That's super heavy.
so, oh, there was a joke in there, but I'm gonna be so nice. Like, there was really a joke in there. I was gonna say like an elephant's trunk, but carry on.
So then the Grizzle Young Vets come out and they go, well, the one with the like really strong eyebrows and the bald head is just angry. What he's angry about, I will never know, and I can never tell you. But
I think I know. I think they went and had Little Caesar's pizza and it wasn't hot and ready, and they got a ticket. When they drove there, they just got a ticket. I don't care. I found it funny.
yeah, so they come out and essentially this wasn't even a tag match. This is basically LA Knight. This is another way for him to, I feel like, make fun of Cameron and just make him look stupid. I feel like this is his whole point, is to make Cameron look stupid. And he did. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
No, he did.
It served its purpose. This is right now my favorite storyline going on in NXT right now.
It's a real. You know, it's funny. A few weeks back, maybe a few months back, I remember we talked, and you mentioned how Cameron Grimes can be close to Daniel Bryan because he's kind of over with that crowd. And I just want to say this because I'm looking at the crowd, and I know with everything going on in the world right now, you know, things look like they might go back to how things were last year. But right now, with WWE traveling, Raw, SmackDown, and traveling, it makes me go like, man, I really miss that Full Sail crowd because there's something about that atmosphere. I feel like that atmosphere was just a whole different thing. So I missed that, and I just wanted to point that out. But Cameron Grimes, he was really over with that, with the little people that was there. He was over. He was over. And you pointed this out. That was a really good job. This match was really just to show how LA Knight is just, you know, he's the heel, and he does a great job. I mean, he does a really, really great job. I did want to correct you because I do want to throw some salt in the wound here, but you said he is the greatest champion, and that's only because my Quizmania championship is not on there. So boom. But I'm sorry. What? Wow. See, ladies and gentlemen, the captain is the meanest person in the world. right there.
I'm not mean.
I'm gonna totally get an award with your face on it. The meanest person after Chris Harris, the captain. Yes,
Oh
absolutely.
my god.
Yeah. Now she says that. Now I'm supposed to feel bad, huh?
I returned to this being attacked.
I missed you last week. I wrote a song with a guitar last week, but then I realized it wasn't a guitar. It was like a box, and I fell asleep. But this match was I can't play guitar. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I disappoint you. But this match was really what it needed to be. And let's talk about Ted DiBiase coming out at the end because this match was a handicap match. Um, and I wanted to point out what you call it Cameron Grimes pulled off this really cool double hurricanrana, and I thought it looked so good. And he's so good in the ring, really, really good. And I thought, and also too, I wanted to point this out. You mentioned this a lot. He was dressed as a butler. I mean, that's hard to be pulling that off in that butler attire and stuff that he did.
Mhm.
Um, he's so good. I don't know what his level is. Like, oh, he's gonna be the NXT champion and all this stuff. But he's so good, so good. And after the match, he loses. Ted DiBiase comes out and he walks by these angry Starbucks users and he goes to Cameron Grimes and he says, "Look, man, this is what I'm telling you. You gotta like stand up for yourself. This is," and he helps him. But I looked at Ted DiBiase. I'm like, wait a minute, Ted. Hold on, big money, Ted. Hold on, born again, Ted. You was kind of mean to this dude not that long ago when he went to buy a watch. Yeah, he was kind of a jerk. And maybe his way of love was supposed to be this. That's his way of love. But you was mean to him too. Okay, sure, he didn't shine your boots, but being mean is being mean. And I know this because my co-host has been mean. So being mean is being mean.
No, I don't
And,
know.
and then, okay. Don't let ladies and gentlemen, don't let the butterflies fool you because those are moths. But I'm gonna sit here and in the butterflies. I might see her in the streets of New York, and I'm not trying to be left somewhere. So
Oh my gosh. Let
I'm
me
sorry.
see.
I,
Well, let's move on. So basically, um, the next thing we're going to be probably seeing next week is Cameron trying to find a loophole of some way to get out of this with LA Knight because LA Knight is doing everything he can to make Cameron look stupid, make him break his
make his
morals.
life make his life living hell. Do you think? And I mean to interrupt you. Do you think we get that match at Takeover, or do you think they stretch it out?
I think they could definitely stretch it out, but I mean, we'll see because I don't see them not having LA Knight or Cameron on the card. I don't see them not having them on the card in some form. So we'll see. Next week is definitely going to be telling. I'll have a definitive answer for you by next week for sure.
Oh, we're gonna move on, but Mike wanted to let me know that Ronald P. Jackson, come on, Shayna is doing an excellent job tonight because she is one of our favorite Popular Review announcers as a female because she enjoys hearing from us, the Unpopular Review fans, and also me, Mr. Mike. Just saying, bro. I like to play around with her. She knows that she does a great job. I hyped her up. Did I not hype you up before we started the show?
I don't know. I don't remember. Do it again.
Wait,
I remember. Do it again. I missed it. Okay.
oh, what you're saying is you have the memory of a goldfish. I'm really upset by
Maybe.
this.
And what's wrong with
No,
that?
it's just
Are you shaming?
no. Oh God, no. Carry on, ma'am. Oh God, now I'm petrified to continue the show. Go on.
So we move on, and we basically have a little package of Dakota Kai going over basically what happened last week. She finally pulled it. We all knew it was going to happen.
Yes.
When I don't know why they waited till they did a tape show, so it would be spoiled, but whatever. They have the whole thing with Dakota, and she's basically saying how she made Raquel, which definitely could be argued. She brought Raquel to where she is,
Yes.
You can kind of empathize with what she's saying, but at the same time, it's kind of like you're mad that she
Surpassed you. Yeah, absolutely.
Basically. So, she's basically saying she's taking the title back and she's sending her back into obscurity is what she essentially said. Do I think it's gonna happen? No.
I do like this package. I do like that they went with, when we first saw her at the Mae Young Classic losing, and a lot of people would easily forget that she was a part of that,
Yeah.
and then being brought back. Yeah, 2020. I was gonna say, excuse me, 2019, but it was 2020 because I remember her interfering in that match, and then coming out and something that EC said last week. He mentioned how you can tell Shawn Michaels has helped producing this particular feud because that it's pretty much Diesel Shawn Michaels.
Mhm.
Diesel won the championship and there was this great amount of success and Shawn got jealous and all this stuff. I do want to ask you because you took off last week. It was taped. One, did you see the spoiler? Two, do you feel like, and I feel like I asked it last week, but I'm gonna ask you, do you feel like this is something that could have been stretched out a little bit more, or you think they hit at the right mark? Like with the turn.
I mean, I think so. I mean, we have only a little bit of time before a takeover is here. You definitely wanted to have that on the card. And right now, I just feel like we didn't have anything for Raquel. Like right now, she's basically beaten everyone. So there really wasn't
Yeah.
anyone else at this point. And I mean, it needed to happen eventually. I wish it just wouldn't have been on a tape show because it kind of took away. Because 20 people post photos of it on Twitter, it kind of takes.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you see the spoiler?
I did. I was so annoyed, which is why you saw what I did with the muted. I muted a lot of things. That was only the top page. Listen, I
Right,
muted
right.
many things because literally,
Yeah,
it just
right.
people just have to just post everything.
I get you. And one of the things I tell people a lot because the internet is. So I remember one time I posted something online, and it's funny because every different parts of the world there's a different timeline. I mean timeline, but the time zone is different.
Yeah,
Anyway, Brock Lesnar came back, posted. Some guy in Florida said, "Hey man, you spoiled it," and I was like, "Yo, what?" Like I was just I couldn't believe it. So my biggest thing I tell people is just the best thing to do is stay off the internet.
yeah,
And I know it's hard because sometimes I'm on the internet. Sometimes I'm looking up stuff I for no reason. So I
right,
get how hard it is. But you did the right thing too by muting because you want as a wrestling fan, you want to be surprised. I think a lot of people there's an argument to be made there where people like that's something a big problem with the not even just wrestling community, just in general. It could be movies, it could be a lot of things. But since we're just strictly talking wrestling, like it just makes you go like, man, that took away everything. Like, could you imagine watching that and not knowing this?
right.
So I can imagine. But I think these women are gonna have a good match. Dakota is really good. Really, really good. I do like a lot of things she said. I mean, and it was a long time coming, but the spot where she mentioned Io walked right by me and then went to Raquel, like I wasn't even there. And that's not her accent. I apologize. That was so
It
awful.
was so
Uh,
I don't even know what
that was
to say.
that was terrible. I apologize,
I'm
Dakota. But
scared.
I'm scared. I'm scared of you. But she pretty much made it clear that um like all these opportunities that you got was because of me, and it was a long time coming. Even I remember one show we did, and Raquel was the women's. I mean, she's obviously the women's champion. They lost the NXT championship maybe a month ago, and she said we can win those titles back. Raquel looked like she didn't care. She's like, I got this. I'm good, but
Right.
whatever. I'll try to help you. So I just think that I do think that it's gonna be a fun match. I think it's gonna be really really good. Uh, Mike want to make sure you're good. He don't care what happens to me. I could be on the side of the road. It's good to know that you don't care about me, Mike.
Thank you for asking, Mike. I'm okay.
And he says I have respect for Raquel. Now nowadays because she cares about her fans plus me, Mike. I love how he adds that like
No,
she likes me. I like that
he
person. Good
does
for you,
censor
Mike.
his tweet though, so I definitely can see what he's saying.
She told me if you would tweet, don't worry about Dakota. She's nothing but a pain in the neck. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to make a Twitter just to see if someone replies to me. Are we going? I don't know. Do you want to answer that, or I don't know. I mean, we don't know yet.
Possibly, I'm not 100%. I'm not
No,
sure.
no, no. Yeah, we don't know. So
Um,
maybe.
so let's see. Okay. So basically, what happened next is it goes directly to a interview with Candace and Johnny, basically talking about their worries, their
Hold,
concerns.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I do apologize, guys. I didn't mean to cut you off, Captain, because we're on and we're gonna finish this, but we're gonna do one more commercial break. So stay with us. Good job, Cap.
Otis is very talented. He's very good at what he does.
Yeah.
He's trying too hard.
Right.
And he could be a heel. He could be that monster. He has all the capabilities. He has the stature. But I don't need to see him being so stiff with every freaking thing he does. His walk.
Right.
After everything, he just always has to tower and stuff. And I know that I think I mentioned this a couple weeks ago. I know that's Vince. Vince wants his powerhouses to act like powerhouses, act like monsters. I get that. But he's trying too hard. It does not feel natural. He could be the heel. He could be the enforcer. Chad Gable has enough charisma at this point. Shout out to Chad Gable, who just keeps improving year after year, in my opinion, and looking like that veteran. But he has enough charisma to make it work. But Otis needs to lighten up just a little bit. Not crack a smile necessarily, but he doesn't have to walk like he's just a robot. I compared him to Festus before, and he's still looking a lot like Festus to me.
That's a good accusation.
Hey, we're back on the air. Hey, shut up. Keep going. What? She interrupt? Oh, sorry.
All right, so we're moving on. So basically, Candace and Johnny were having an interview with Mackenzie, basically talking about their concerns, worries for the match that would be happening later on in the night for Indy, for Index Supremacy. And I mean, as Candace is hilarious. That's it. Like that's all I took from that. Is Candace is hilarious. Like I like her so much more lately. I feel like she's gotten so much more of a character. I feel like she's always just been like the female version of Daniel Bryan with less personality. Before she was just the person you just wanted to root for, who always brought it in the ring.
Right.
When she spoke, it was kind of like, you know.
But you know what I think? I think a switch in roles was something she needed. I don't know what she was like on the Indies personally, but I think she was just a generic baby face, and with her being the heel, it gave her a chance to show her personality. So, and same with Johnny. You could say that. Excuse me. You could say the same about Johnny, honestly, because a lot of people thought he was bland. I mean, I love in-ring work. And that's always been something I like personality too. Who's your guy? I mean, everyone knows who your guy. Your guy is Finn, and you would admit that he was kind of bland. But when he came to NXT, I mean, and the second time around, he showed a whole nother passion, a fire, and that's the thing. You got to find what works for you, and that's good. And I think what Candice she did, she found what works for her. So good job, good for her, is what I wanted to say.
I'm very happy. I love Candice. Yeah, I mean, that was, the interview is what it was, them just voicing their opinions and hyping up the match for later. We move on to them talking about how Adam is banged up, beat up. He has a whole bunch of fractures. His back hurts. Kyle beat him up pro bad. Now, do I feel like it was unwarranted? No. How many times did Adam beat on Kyle? How many times?
That's the problem with this generation. We always worry about the past. It happened. Too bad. We move on. It's too bad. It happened. Look, is Adam Cole a piece of crap? Sure. But we know this. And that's fine. We see his true colors. But Kyle O'Reilly doing what he did was disgusting. I can't approve of it. I wouldn't let if there was kids I knew, I wouldn't tell them to look up to this guy because this guy's a piece of trash. What he did was injustice, and I'm not a fan of it.
You said what he did? You said what he did?
Who, Kyle?
Yeah.
Yeah, what he did was just unbelievable.
He did.
Yeah, that's what I said. What he did.
That's the problem with you kids. Can't leave anything in the past.
Are you mocking me? How dare you mock me? You didn't even wear the same. Hold on, wait. You didn't even wear the same color as me, and then you mock me? How dare you, madam? How dare you? Did you just call
I
me?
got you.
How dare you, madam? Child, madam, please.
That was great. That was good.
She
That
is a
was so good.
that's gonna be one of my reels. She caught me great. I'm gonna save that forever. She caught me great. Boom. You can never. I'll never let you live that down. You caught me
Oh my
great. What's today? Alexa, what's today? Alexa, what's today?
Tuesday, August 3rd.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you. Go to sleep. Carry on.
Anyways, Kyle and Adam will be having a face-off for the 1500th time next week.
Oh,
And
that was my 1700 time. I agree.
yeah,
It's gotta end. I think it's gotta end, and it's gotta end with. And I want you to finish your thought and what you think is gonna happen. But it do have to finish, and we have to move on from this at this point. I honestly, before Finn got called up, and good for him. Unfortunate.
for him,
Uh, I know
I
he
don't
got caught.
talk about it.
Huh?
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't blame you. No, I understand. But my thought was going to be Cal would get his win back on Finn, and then like Finn moves on and whatever. But it looked like that's not going to happen. But we got to get an ending to this, so we have to eventually move on from this. I mean, I like Adam Cole. I think we can all sit here and say we like Adam Cole. I think he's really been because Cal is really good too, but his strength is in the ring. So I'm just saying he got to get the win, and we'll see what happens from there. But Cap, you was I really interrupt you, and I apologize, but you was going to say something, and I wanted you to finish your thought.
Not really anything. I just want this to be over. Like I just needs to. If another match happens, it needs to be the last one. I don't like. Even though yes, all the time the match is always good.
Mm.
I can't take it anymore. I need something new. That's like the same thing with Rhea and Charlotte. Yes, the matches are always good, but I
Right.
don't want to watch it all the time. Okay, so
Okay.
we move on to another breakout tournament match between Trey Baxter and Joe Gacy. This was a cute match. It was good for what it was. Trey Baxter, I really like him, and I just want to say, all the people I picked have went on to the semis. I'm just saying.
So what you're saying, what Shay is confirming, she's the booker.
Yeah.
Shay Book.
Shea Book.
Shay
I
Book.
don't know something about that. It's like great. Trey. I've said this before. I feel when he had that match with Kushida, but he's just really talented. Like he really can go in the ring, and I see so much for him. Like I really do. I think he's really great. This was a really good match. Like it was cute. Like I definitely enjoyed it. And I feel like the right person won. Nothing against Joe Gacy, but I just Trey Baxter has something, and he definitely deserved this win.
So this is the part where I tell you my opinion, right? I got up, went in the refrigerator, and I saw that I have food that I didn't cook yet. Um, I know I'm an utter disappointment. I know, but I don't know. I didn't. I
David
felt like
right now. This is really bad.
huh?
You're pulling a David right now. It's not good.
No, I'm actually doing a better job than David, so don't ever do that ever again. Don't ever compare me. Don't you ever do that again. I'm doing a fabulous job. I saw the product. I know what's going on. I saw this.
You went to the fridge.
I was hungry. Do you get hungry? I was hungry.
I got my foods and snacks right before the show, so I didn't have to get up.
Oh, so what you're saying is you're smarter than me, but
Yeah.
I've told you that before. Like you're much smarter than me. What did you say on one show? I'm a child. Like yes, I'm sorry. I get hungry and I get distracted. I saw a red light and I was like, where did that come from? I thought this was honestly the weakest of the tournament. I do think that. I mean, when I saw Trey Baxter, I was like, that name sounds familiar. And I remember because I think one time you cheered him on, like, oh, it's something about him, is something special about him. I'm still going for I almost said Carmelo and Anthony, but Carmelo Hayes, and I do like him too. I think for one, we kind of got the same hairstyle. He copied my hairstyle. You can't see it because I'm wearing this really cool Pikachu hat that protects my hair. But I think he's really that's someone I'm really rooting for. Even though I do like Duke Hayes, Big D. I think that he's good too. But I don't know. I just felt like this was like the weakest of them. But good for Baxter and the thing is too, they don't have to necessarily win this tournament either. Because I mean, early I just wanted to get back early in the night. Hollins he faced I say Jero. It's Jero, right? Or Jaren? You know the
Ikemen,
huh?
Ikemen.
Oh, Ikemen? Okay. I'm just gonna say the dude with the jackets because my pronunciation would be so offensive, and I don't want to do that. But the dude with the jacket, and he beat him up and stuff like that. So I'm saying there's definitely a lot of opportunity for these guys because a lot of
Right.
guys are going to be called up. I think about someone like Adam Cole going to be called up. I feel like there might be three more names, so you want to have someone that could fill in these. And I don't want to say these guys are going to fill in the spots. You know what I mean? Because those are some big shoes to fill in, but you need names. You need to have some. You need to like start stacking your talent. So I thought this was the weakest of the bunch. Good for once again. I'm repeating myself for the second time, but good for Baxter. You know, it's funny. One of the characters from Author was named Buster Baxter, so I might just call him Double B. Buster Baxter. That was the rabbit. Everyone watch Author. Author was a great show. But carry on. I could go over the place. I might have an Author review too.
I mean, I'm happy with who won. I definitely agree that compared to all the matches, definitely, yeah, I agree with that. Definitely, it was probably the weaker of the matches from the tournament so far. So I definitely agree with that. Um, Now we move on to
You know, she's
emotionless.
dangerous. Now I just want to get this guy's champ. You know, you're
Wow.
dangerous.
Then we move on to Io Shirai,
Ooh.
Zoe Dust. She just could care less about Zoe.
Did you just change Zoe's name? Zoe Dust?
No, she's paying her dust. I said, Zoe, she's
Oh, her dad. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I got you.
That's so mean.
Huh?
That was so mean if I did that. No,
I thought so. Yeah, I was supposed to say, wait, what? What was happening here? But carry on, please.
I don't know. I don't understand why Io is so
Mean
not
to her,
just.
right?
Yeah, I don't get it. Like it's a total change in like
Aura.
personality. Yeah. But hey, listen, whatever. I mean, it made for a pretty entertaining segment with them at the restaurant.
I was gonna ask, did you like this segment?
Yeah, it was cute. I thought it was funny. Zoe was just so invested in really trying to like build a relationship, and Io just doesn't care. She was like, "You and Kyrie, right?" Like, and freaking Io just like, "Okay, yeah, don't speak on my girl." I think it's cute, but I mean, I feel like we haven't seen them wrestle in like a really long time.
No, you're right. No, you're absolutely right. I feel like they won the championship and haven't had a match since. And I mean, they don't need to be on every show, but you still need them on there, at least on the. And I guess this technically count them being on the show because they're on the show. They're not wrestling, and it gave opportunity for a bunch of other superstars or wrestlers. I don't know why we should be shamed for saying that, but it gave an opportunity for a bunch of other wrestlers to be on the show. So it was nice that they had this segment, and I agree because even before they won the championship, I respect you, but I don't like you. Like, but you hug her like. I'm
Right.
sorry, I just don't like randomly hug people, but like when they won a match or something like that, they would hug and all that stuff. So I just felt
Yeah,
like
it was like a totally different vibe, and now it's like I can't stand you. It doesn't make sense. It's just
it's just randomly. It's really random. And
yeah.
even when I guess they were eating octopus. Like, are you a fan? Have you ever had a never mind. Oh, okay. I see.
I don't
Never.
like octopus. I legit have a fear of octopus and squids.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
I fear them so badly. I really hate them.
What's the let's get into the mind of the captain. I mean, you're supposed to be the captain. You're on the ship.
Anything with more than four legs scares me.
Anything with four legs?
More than four legs scares me.
Oh, oh, okay. Oh, I
It's
got you.
scary.
No, no, I just but I thought the segment was so. I'm sorry. I thought this segment was really cool. I think it was cool because it gave a chance to show. I think Io has showed personality, especially when she turned heel. So you
Mhm.
got to see a little bit with her, even though her English is not the best, and it didn't have to be. but
Right.
just the stuff that she did, because she would say very little, and it was enough to make you. It was enough for you to pick up on her mood. I
Right.
think it was more for Zoe for so you got a little bit more about knowing her. Like they had squid. I guess it was squid or octopus, and she wasn't eating that crap. She was not with it. She flung it and everything. She threw it. But the one thing I got out of this segment was that no one paid for the bill. I sat here and said, "Man, I wish life was like that." I went somewhere not that long ago. I treated my sister. Shout out to you. I know you're not watching, little baby sister, but shout out to you. But I paid for it. I was like, man, I should have just got up and left. Like I could have saved some money. They just got up and left. There was no security chasing no one because Io pushes the check to her and says and Io was very cold to Zoe. Like you pointed out, she was very cold to Zoe. Hugging, talking to the waitress to the point where Zoe says, "Oh, you must know her for a long time." No, I just met her. You guys both from Japan? I think she said she's from like Colorado or Kansas or something like that. It wasn't Japan. She was like right here. To where she has the check and she was trying to put the food away and she just said the hell with this food because the food was not for her. But yeah, no one paid for the bill. Uh, Captain, have you ever went to a place and not paid for the bill?
No.
She's such a baby face. Such a good guy. Good job. Good job. I haven't done that either. I'm just lying about the bad guy thing. It's a whole story about it. But let's go into the next segment.
The next segment is Cowardly Karrion Kross. He comes out, he says this whole thing like, oh, definitely, she definitely is gonna face her.
Absolutely.
So he comes out and he's like, oh, Joe, you can't change NXT. It's lost it. It's no control. And then he is calling out Joe, saying who provoked who. And then Joe comes out with 20 security guards on him, and Karrion runs away. I've never seen Karrion run away.
I wonder.
I don't know what it is, but ever since he went up to Raw, it's like a completely different character. Like the Karrion that we were built to watch literally never ran away.
I wanted to actually, and I'm glad that we got to this segment because I did want to talk about this. I mean, I feel like let's talk about the booking of Karrion Kross, right? I mean, we've been wrestling fans for a long time. We understand that one switch in booking, you can bring that character back. But what they have done with him, and Karrion is not even like one of my guys, but even still, I got why they pushed him. And one of the things I really liked about Karrion is he wasn't like Johnny Gargano, Adam Cole. He wasn't like any of those guys. I like that. He was a guy. He was on the ground, and he was a grounder, and he would just beat you up. But what they have done with him since being called to Raw, I mean, losing to Jeff Hardy, he's like, well, there's a story here, and I was like, yeah, but I can understand why fans are really like, especially the NXT crowd. They're like, wait, what? This what they're doing to? And if you're an NXT fan, that's your guy. He's not your guy, but he's your guy. If that makes sense.
Right.
And I mean, even just 24 hours before this show aired, and granted the show was taped, he's losing and I like Keith Lee, but him losing, I said, what are they? And that's why I wanted to ask you, what do you think about this booking of him? Because to me, I'm baffled. I mean, they did everything they could to protect him. Even when he got hurt, he just dropped the title. And you know what? He beat Finn for the title when the time was right. They built him up strongly. He faced Finn. I thought they had a pretty solid match. Beat him twice cleanly too. Now he sees Samoa Joe and he's running like he's like Dick Dastardly from Wacky Races. I just don't understand what's going on here. But Captain, please share your thoughts.
I just think it's disrespectful the way that they're going about things with him. Just to every person that he's faced in NXT that did so much and tried so hard to get him over. And then, like, within a matter of like 3 weeks, they've already kind of like dented him so much. But this was something I said and I feared would happen if he was removed from Scarlett. I really feel like Scarlett was a big selling point for him. He obviously has a height. He can talk, but there is a little bit something missing there, and I feel like Scarlett was what was missing. She added something, an extra allure, and the minute you take that from him, it's scary. It's scary.
No, I agree, and I agree. I think he has such a good act, and I never understand why, if you have a good act, why you would even try to separate it. I mean, and this is just wrestling in general. It's not just WWE. Wrestling in general, they've done that a lot. I think about 2002, Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman. They separated them. As a kid, I didn't care, but as an adult, I look back and I'm like, yeah, that was a really bad move. There's certain things you just don't do, and there's certain things you just have to leave alone. Now, you can sit here and say, I believe that, like, oh, there's this story right here where Karrion is separated from Scarlett. Scarlett comes to the main roster, and then he gets his mojo back. But it's like you should have left because they were. A lot of people say Karrion is just an entrance. Okay, fair. I get what you. I get that argument or that conversation where he comes out, she comes out, do the thing, the smoke and everything. But in the ring, he does do a. I think he delivers. I think he does a great job. Once
Yeah,
again,
I
not
mean,
my.
that's cool.
Absolutely, and he does a really great job. So I just don't understand this booking now, where he's running. And granted, I get why he's the heel, but even still, you don't have. Oh, not everyone has to be a chicken shit heel. Like some people can just stand in the ground, stand their ground, and be like, "You want to rumble? Let's go."
Right.
So I don't know. I feel a lot in a lot of ways. I don't want to say I feel sorry because I know that a switch in booking he'll be fine, but I just don't understand what they're doing with him and not realizing that there's something here. And then there's all different arguments where people sit here and go like, well, like, look, see, he's not the guy, and it's just like, but booking can really hurt you. I think that, but
And Scarlett's just been missing ever since.
yeah.
Like, I don't know what's happening. Maybe they might
hmm
have her pop up with him at a later time. Maybe I don't know, but I don't see what they could do with her. I think she's a great, like, if I mean if they want to have her like a manager or something like that. But her in ring is definitely not at the level of what most of the women are.
Right.
Like, she definitely needs to work a lot more. 'Cause I've seen some of her work. I'm not saying she's terrible, but she's not on the level of even like the most basic wrestler like Dana Brooke.
You would just keep her as a, and there's nothing wrong with her just being even a
Yeah,
manager. It's
there's
really
a
not.
bunch of people who were never wrestlers who are iconic figures in wrestling. You get so stuck on the thing where they just have to wrestle. That's the thing with Lana.
Right.
Lana was not a wrestler, and God bless her, she wanted to try. You're not a wrestler, and that's okay. You don't have to get in between the ropes to be an iconic figure. I feel like if she just stayed on her road of being like a manager, she was very captivating. I feel
I agree. No, I agree. No, she was. I agree what you're saying because she was very strong in that role, and like
Mhm,
sometimes you gotta go with what your strength is. Some
exactly.
people, and I agree with that. Not everyone can really cut it in that ring. Not everyone can do that, and that's okay. That's
Right,
fine. But then let's find something for you. Some people they found out that they're good. There's people who trained to be a wrestler and they just stopped doing it and they became a ref or a
right,
manager or a commentator. We need those. We need
right.
commentators. We need announcers. We need Mean Gene Oakland. He's the most legendary announcer of all time. I mean, there's probably other names you can think of, but I think of Mean Gene when I think about someone in the mic sitting there saying, "Hey, how do you feel about this match?" I think of Mean Gene. Not everyone can be a wrestler, and
Yeah,
that's okay. And I agree with that, and that's really really okay.
yeah.
Um,
I think she could have still had a really long, career in WWE if she wasn't trying so hard to fit a mold that just was not for her.
But I don't. But even then, and we'll keep moving on. But I like this conversation. I don't
Mhm.
blame her entirely. I think like, especially like WWE should have never split her and Rusev off. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Like that was something that really harmed her. And then Rusev got let go. And then now the stuff with her and Bobby didn't last.
Mhm.
And then her and Natalia were like a tag team for a period or something like that.
And then
So I think she wanted to get in the ring even then. But I just think that splitting her for Rusev is what I feel like that was the cause of
it was like the
everything.
domino effect of where things
Abs-
started to go down. She
Absolutely.
just isn't a wrestler, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I just hope she comes to terms with it eventually. Um, s- Beautiful, beautiful woman. Great. I think she has a great personality,
I
great
agree.
presence.
Yes,
But
yes.
wrestling is just not her thing. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. She's not terrible, but it's just you can tell when it's just a disconnect.
No, I get you. No, and great bullet points. I get what you mean. Understood.
But we're completely off topic. So let's get back to it. Karrion ran away. It was very sad. We're very depressed about it. We don't know what's going on with the NXT champions. Got NXT looking crazy. Now for the main event.
Oh, she gotta take over this whole segment.
Index supremacy is what we need. Dexter Lumis versus Johnny Gargano for Indy. She was not in a shark cage. Much of a letdown, but whatever. So Dexter comes out all creepy. The eye thing. Johnny comes out with this oversized headband that Kevin Owens just would not be quiet about on Twitter. It's pretty funny.
He made a joke because I don't have a Twitter, but he made a joke.
Kevin Owens was doing live tweeting for NXT, and it was funny. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay.
Yes, so they had their match. I thought they had good chemistry for the most part in the match. Like, you know, I'm still trying to figure out Dexter's his ring, like his in-ring. You know what I mean? What I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to figure out. Like, I'm so used to the character Dexter that I'd never really focus on his wrestling. Is that something?
No, I get what you mean. Like you're more into his character than his in-ring work.
Yeah. So
his in-ring work is actually pretty solid, if you ask me. I think he does a really good job, a good enough job. I feel like I don't want to say Johnny carried it. I don't want to say that because I want to give credit. It takes two to tango. I think Dexter did hold his own in there because like Johnny's really really good. Like I say that a lot. If I can. Johnny is good. I don't care that he's like 5'8", 5'9", because some people are sizes.
I don't care about that.
But he does exactly. So I just think he does a great job. But I think Dexter at the same time, he has a athletic ability to him. He's really good. And you mentioned the stuff with the eyes. I mean, that's so good. I remember one time in the chat, someone says, "Does he ever blink?" And that was such a good question. Like, sometimes you hear a question, you just like, "Oh, come on! Like, how do you not know that? Come on, grow up!" Blah blah blah. But it was such a genuine question. I was like, I didn't have an answer. I was like, does he? Like, he does such a great job on what he does. Like, he understands that character, and he does a tremendous job on that. But please carry on. Because as soon as I saw this match, I'm not going to lie, and it was like, for the love of Indy, and for love, I did this.
I can't stop it. I'm impressed.
You like The Notebook, don't you?
I do. And what about it? Great movie.
Oh, okay.
Gosh.
I'm so sorry.
I'm just being attacked. Like,
I am so sorry. Like you're being attacked. You just yelled at me.
I
asked the question. I said, "Did you like The Notebook?" And you said, "Yeah." What it do?
Why are you asking me? Because you're trying to start. Yeah.
That's not true, but
anyways. It wasn't. The match was good, but I definitely was more focused on Indy and facial expressions and the story basically.
Yeah, I agree.
It was cute. The part, oh my god, Wade Barrett and his just delusional commentating on what's happening. Freaking Johnny pushes him, Dexter into Indy, and Wade goes, "Oh my god, he just hit Indy. He just hit her," and I'm like, oh my god, Wade, like, please, you're gonna give me a heart attack. And then Beth's like, what are you watching? I'm like, yes, that is great. That's a great question. What is he watching? Because
he's watching the show, like how I was. Like, he was kind of a madman. Listen, Wade was concerned about Indy. I'm sorry that you guys wasn't. Y'all didn't care. Like, oh yeah, I watched The Notebook. You didn't watch all of it. Yeah, no, you didn't watch all of it. Look, I saw The Notebook. I wrote the story.
I cannot believe what I'm hearing right now. It's actually blasphemy.
I have no idea what that word means because I don't speak blast. I don't speak blast. But no, I mean this was okay. This was great. It's funny you mentioned that. I did want to mention Johnny Gargano. He had a funny part. Johnny has been really, we say it a lot. Johnny's been doing a really great job being like that corny heel. So he goes to Beth and he says, "This is your fault." And Beth is like, "What do you mean it's my fault? What are you talking about?" He said, "This is your fault. This is your fault because I guess he's blaming her because she was a big fan of Index. She's like, this got to be a thing. You can't stop with the heart once or whatever it is that she said.
Yeah.
And this match was just I'm not gonna lie, I was love her or leave her match. I said, it looked like Dexter's gonna get his win and he's gonna get the girl, and we're gonna get this big thing. But we didn't get a happy ending, and I loved it. Well, we did get a happy ending, but I'll get there in a minute before I throw up. But we got the thing with Johnny Gargano. He beats this awful human being who was kidnapping people a year ago, but all you people forgot about it, and y'all were trying to sit here and go like, "Oh man, love at first sight." What was that? It was that Kylie Minogue song. It was like "Love at First." I'm not gonna sing it because
I
I'm
know
not
what
gonna
you're
write it.
talking about, but I'm
Oh
not.
my god, I love that song. That's one of my favorite songs from her. Because everything else I don't even understand. But and I'm glad because that means we have the same taste of music. But you learned from
The
me,
Red-Blooded Woman is just a little bit better though. So
huh?
Red-Blooded Woman is her
Oh,
best.
we're gonna have to exchange songs. I've never heard that. I'm gonna take your word on it. I just think I know better than you. But I know she wasn't prepared for the show at all. Uh, but yeah. So Johnny gets the win, but I did think Dexter was gonna grab the win. I honestly did say, oh wow, we're gonna get that happy end. So when Johnny won, it was kind of a surprise. I was like, oh cool, he won. All right, where does this go?
Nowhere.
And well, we can't even say that because even though Johnny wins, he gets his family together. Where's Austin? Like, where's
They
Austin?
got that boy. They gripped him up. You know
Oh,
where he's at.
oh God. Oh,
No return.
oh man. Oh, he's locked up and they won't let him out.
Yeah, he's been doing
The main roster, right?
yeah, he's been doing a lot of what do you call that?
The dark matches,
Dark
house
matches,
shows.
basically. So it's
It's
yeah.
just and good luck to him. I mean, I think he really found his niche when he was with this
Mhm.
group. So I feel like it's too soon, but I guess they just want some names and
I
try
don't
to.
even know what to say. I'm not even gonna say if it's what's gonna happen or not because at this point I have no idea what's going on.
Right. No,
I'm
same here.
really lost.
No, same here. So
So
Johnny gets the win. He walks with his family. But Indies doesn't want to hear that. Runs to the ring. And hold on before I get to that part. Yeah. They said oh gosh, he did the thing. Go ahead. Go ahead. You go ahead, take over because this is go ahead, take over. I'm gonna do this. Go ahead.
we have index supremacy.
Yeah.
Indy against all the nays. She goes in for the kiss that we've all been waiting for weeks, months, dare I say? Yes. And it was steamy. It was steamy and it lasted long. And Dexter
Oh
was like,
my.
oh, do I touch her? Do I touch her? Do I touch her? His hands were fidgeting. You could tell he was trying to be respectful. It was great. But it kind of just makes it seem like the match that they just had was like literally for no reason. But whatever. Index supremacy.
Oh man, I missed my opportunity, but it's too late. Whatever. But yeah, no, I mean it was a how do I word this? I feel like there's some like, cause you was asking earlier, like, oh, there's nowhere to go from here. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of funny segments here where Johnny and Candace had to sit here and accept that their daughter likes this man with a very hideous mustache, by the way. Um,
Yeah, it grows on you eventually.
yeah, well, no, his facial hair don't compete with mine. I'm just naturally beautiful, but that's neither here nor there. What?
You're just coming for people. I don't know.
I want to fight. I'm just sorry. I'm a fighter. That's why Christina Aguilera wrote that song "Fighter." That was about me. Um, but that was NXT. I thought it was a solid show. I mean, both shows like last week and this week they were taped. I still think that they did a really good job on what they did. The performers, the wrestlers that was there, and they're going to be back on USA. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on next week. Me and the captain's going to be here to review it. You got Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. They're gonna have another they're gonna have another face off. They did say Saray against Ember Moon. I think that's gonna be a fun match. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
I
gonna
think I really do. I think I like when I heard that, I said, wow, that's gonna be good. And there was
be
like one more thing they advertised. I just don't remember what it was. But there's some stuff going on for next week. we're going to be here next week. We're going to review it. We're going to have a good time, and I do want to say we appreciate you guys being here for this hour and 20 minutes, just hearing us talk about wrestling and hearing her yell at me for no reason. But we're going to, yes, no, Captain, you left me last week, so I want you to understand this was going to happen. I was hurt last week, but we're going to. I'm so glad you're back though. But we are going to advertise these shows for next week. So I think you do a better job than me. So I'll put them up, and why don't you? You got it. You got it. Don't do that. You got it. You ready? So
Okay.
on Mondays
We have Around the Blocks with Mike Knox for the intelligent wrestling fan.
see, look at you, you's all worried. You can catch that at 6 p.m. Also on Monday, you got
Monday Night Raw, where Nikki ASH rules. The people who will be doing this is
I got you. The executive consultant and Evil Dose. You can see them. They talk about Nikki Ass. It's gonna be a great time. So what? I said Ash.
okay.
Yeah, what are you talking about? On Tuesdays, you can catch us again. This picture was actually for you because
Look
I
at
know you
those
were like,
cheeks.
oh my
Great
god,
cheeks.
oh my god, this
Double caked up on a Tuesday evening.
never, never again, never ever again. Uh, why don't you hype up your favorite show?
Oh my God. Barnyard Wrestling for Backyardigans.
Get stop.
Mhm. The show that does not have a performance center. Um, really so great. It's such a great show.
Listen, if you watch AEW, I'm so sorry. I just if you watch AEW, catch the review show. You can catch Big Daddy Cool Steve Pena, and I'm not too sure who the other host is, but catch him on Wednesdays right after AEW go off the air. The captain was just being funny. So you guys who are AEW fans, please tune in. Don't run away from us. Don't worry, she's just being funny. And why don't you? Because I don't see anything on entertainment, but why don't you hype up this show?
Oh, SmackDown, where the Prince is, who is the actual leader of SmackDown, not this man that is on the screen.
She's super.
Yes, great show that is hosted by the executive consultant. Yes.
I got you. It's the guy who doesn't watch wrestling, the technician David Sanderson,
Oh, that's
and
great. That's a great one.
yes, and he is a great one. Yeah, you should have saw me on Friday with him last week. I yelled
Did
at
you
him.
watch it?
Who, me or him?
Him.
I don't
He watched
know.
the show.
No, I think he took a nap before he watched the show. Like he took a nap and then had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich because it was past his bedtime. But we have that's all the wrestling shows. We have a lot of entertainment shows. If you was watching entertainment tonight, you know they had Hunchback of Notre Dame. That's going to be in the archives, so you can catch it, join that conversation. Thursday, I'm not sure what they're doing. And like she said, Monday you got Around the Block with Mike Knox for the intelligent wrestling fan. Monday Night Raw. I know it's hard to watch, but watch our review show. It's fun. It's a great time, and you can learn a thing or two. And we would love for you to join the conversation. Tuesdays, Bad Guy Jack, the Captain Shaykespeare. We're here. We talk NXT. It's a good time. It's laughter. It's fun. And that's what we want here. Wednesday, AEW, Dynamite. And to the captain, apparently they didn't put enough dynamite because that thing ain't popping. So you have Big Daddy Cool. Thursday is another entertainment show. Friday, we have the technician and a guest. And it's going to be a good time. And we're here on Saturdays. Sometimes we're on Saturdays. Sometimes we're on Sundays. UPR, we have a lot of content going on. Captain just said next week we're going to have
The challenge.
yes, and so it's a great time. Watch that, and I challenge you to watch that. I know that was a cheap plug. Wednesday, right after they go up there, it's a great time. Her and Mike Knox is going to be great. It's going to be fun. Let's get into some of these chats before we call it quits. Wait, what? Oh, we had a picture. Oh, this guy's all over the place. I want to say, okay. Let's be mature here. There's no more wrestling. Another great review. But oh wow, that was so nice. He included me. That's nice. Apparently he laughed because he said Barnyard Wrestling. And Finn Balor is definitely the leader of SmackDown, which he's not. But
Yes.
we're gonna no, he's not.
He's the leader.
I'm sorry, he didn't have a championship. Didn't he get thrown out the ring by a bum?
I'm sorry, you don't need to have a championship to be the leader.
Oh, I don't? I don't have a championship? Did this girl just do that to me? Oh, we're about to go home, but she said it. No, she disrespected me. That was
I
hard.
don't even know what to
Hey,
say.
remember this show?
That
Oh,
didn't happen. And why do you have that photo just ready?
Because I'm always ready, unlike you.
That's fair.
She's great. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on. Before we call it quits, I think we got through all the chats. Captain, I usually like to ask my co-hosts before we go off the air. Is there any final words? Usually have some good ones.
Finn Balor was robbed of his main event at SummerSlam, and it's sick, and someone needs to be put in prison behind it. Mm-hmm.
And with that, I'm going to say, damn, she's great. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great time. I'm the bad guy. She's the captain. Hope you guys had fun. There's so much stuff going on. Tune in tomorrow for AEW Dynamite around 10. And we say, mwah! Good night, everybody.
Mm-hmm.